make that thing strong and light. Is the chain any stronger? No. Because I took one element, one chain link, and it just breaks somewhere else, right? So in your organization, you got to measure the whole link, all the links, in a systematic, repeatable way, or there's no reason to measure. Does that make sense? These are kind of really good rules. I had to... where this came from, there was a time when the Department of Energy did not use performance measures. And then it was during the Clinton years. And one of the things that the Clintons really did great, and I was actually able to see that. One of the few things that I thought was just perfect was bringing the same type of business concepts into government. And one of the things they brought in was performance measures. And so I was sitting around this room one time in Oak Ridge, and they had all the managers around the Department of Energy and all their subcontractors, and they're trying to figure out how to create performance measures. Can you imagine that there was a time when people had to do this? And it wasn't that long ago. It was like early 90s or so. And never used performance measures before that, or not as part of what they, how they judge themselves. So these elements are important, and it hasn't been that long ago that major organizations never use performance measures. How do you do it in your organization now? Do you have a lot of performance measures? Okay. Anybody? Okay, so now it's kind of common, but what's not real common is that I had to explain these guys. There are 7 steps, and the first step is just know the rules. Okay, here's another rule: measures are useless if the results are not used as feedback to somebody. Okay, so can you imagine if you're collecting data and you're never using this? People get tired of collecting data. And then some of the data you use and some of the data you don't, well, people don't really look at the difference between what you use and what you don't use. They just get tired of collecting data. Okay? Simple, usable measures must be developed. You have to measure things that are basic. If it's not simple, easy to understand, then people won't use it. They won't collect it. So don't collect complicated data. Just collect data that's easy to understand and simple. Okay, so that's an important rule. Should not be used as punishment. Now, why shouldn't it be used as punishment? You have to get the right data. Exactly. If you use data and you use it for punishment, then people lie about it. Or they won't collect it, or they'll say things are better than what they are. It won't be done. I mean, people will be trying to save time between punishments. Now, here's something: superficial data to continue improvement. Once you start continuous improvement program, it also bleeds into your performance measures. People saying, "Oh, we got to measure this. Now we got to measure this. Now we got to measure this." As soon as you get all the critical data, what's left? Superficial data. And so someone says, "Oh, we got to measure it." You measure what's connected to your critical items, nothing else, because it costs a lot of money and time to measure things. Does that make sense? So this is real important. Stay away from superficial data. Sometimes people continuously improve. Anybody use Six Sigma a lot in your organization? One of the problems with Six Sigma, you develop all these real powerful teams, and you get all the low-hanging fruit, and you get all the critical data, and then pretty soon people are doing Six Sigma studies on what color a bathroom should be painted. They're spending lots of money to find out what the perfect color for the bathroom is. They're looking for things, and they're superficial. There comes a time when you outgrow it, where you don't keep looking. Parameters not selected, viewed as unimportant. Okay, we're going to look at cost, we're going to look at quality, we're going to look at schedule. Safety's important, but maybe we're not looking at that yet. So just because the parameters have not been selected yet doesn't mean it's not important. Misconception, everything must be measured. Well, everything can't be measured. It costs too much. Easy, measurable, not what is important. Now, this is what we do a lot. We take the low-hanging fruit because it's easy, and we don't worry about stuff that really needs to be done. Focus on measurements, not on processes. This is important too. The performance measure is not the end goal. Performance measure is a tool to improve processes. So if you create a team of people who are out there to create performance measures, you messed up. Because a team of people are out there to improve processes. Does that make sense? Performance measure is just a tool. Is any of this stuff surprising to anybody, or is any of this stuff interesting, or are you learning anything from it? Okay. Now this is good stuff, because this is what every company needs to go through. They need to find performance measures. Now where's the performance measure best used? And that is the workers, right? The workers, because you want the workers to have access to this so they can improve their methods, improve the quality, and before they go forward. Discredited if not sophisticated. Statistics can be very sophisticated, but there's real easy measures that may be better. Okay? Redundant or elaborate system can erode respect. If you overdo it, like the Six Sigma programs, pretty soon people say, well, Six Sigma doesn't work. Well, Six Sigma works great. Total quality management, if you didn't allow the culture to accept, it didn't work on the culture, it looked like it didn't work. It worked great. Not improving everyone, not involving everyone can cause resistance. Okay, so you got to bring it from the ground up and involve everyone, or it looks like you're looking over their shoulder. It looks like you're micromanaging them. So they got to actually perform the performance measures. They have to actually collect the performance measures and design the performance measures. Okay, start somewhere and improve. That's a big problem. You go in a lot of places, they say, well, we're going to have to do this, that, and the other. Start somewhere, right? Don't just keep studying forever, ever, figure out what the perfect thing is. Start somewhere, improve, and then drop if it doesn't work. And go on to the next one. Just keep improving. Keep continuous improvement. You'll never have a perfect set of anything. Now there's about 60 different articles and people that I read in order to get this 7 steps. And none of them had all 7 steps. Some of them had just those little blurbs. Okay, now here's the actual steps. We're just going to go through this real quickly.